Welcome to Live, Let Thrive, a podcast about the Airbnb life, the share economy, and everything in between. Here are your hosts, Micah and Steve.
Hello, 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 and welcome back to another exciting episode of Live, Let Thrive. I am your host, Stevie Stacks, coming at you from Fort Worth, Texas. And it's been a while, y'all. How y'all been? I haven't hit the record button in quite some time. Summer breaks, getting kids back into school, getting doing the work thing, doing the business thing, getting it all situated, and all that encompasses. It's been a long time. Many things have happened. And what's funny about this business is you'll have some ups and you'll have some downs, and sometimes all those downs come at once. So to go back to the front, this is your favorite short-term, mid-term, long-term rental podcast in the world, Live, Let Thrive. We're heavy on the corporate rentals now, which we love, and we still talk a lot of short-term rentals and the occasional long-term rental talk. So yeah, Live, Let Thrive. Y'all know the drill, guys. And so we've been doing this for a while. Um, as if you want to recap everything, started off with my buddy Micah. He hops on every now and then. I'm doing a Stevie Stacks episode today. I just want to catch up on all the stuff that's been going on in my STR journey, and I can start off at I was talking about sometimes it all comes at once, and all the downs, all the craziness comes at once. And a situation happened at one of a property that we do hospitality management for. um Client signed a lease with my company to rent out a place for like 4 or 5 months. And the lady who we were doing the hospitality management for, she decided, hey, I don't want to rent it out. I'm gonna let my daughter live there. And we were like, well, they kind of signed a lease already. Well, I have another place. You can give them that place. Learned so many lessons on this little incident. And so the person who we told him, hey, this place is not going to be available after all. We have another spot. It's okay. It's pretty nice too, and this and that. And we got one of those people that went ballistic. I mean, just berserk. We signed a lease there. We're gonna stay there. If you're gonna put us somewhere else, I'm gonna sue you. And sending me emails from their lawyer, and it got very ugly very fast. And I told her, they signed a lease. They're supposed to stay here. No, no, it's my place. I don't want them there. Now they're being like that. Blah blah blah. And it got very ugly very quickly, and I was stuck in the middle because they signed a lease with my company. And which you shouldn't do. I'm gonna get to that part of it, because if you're arbitraging a place and you can sublease it, arbitraging, if I'm gonna reiterate what that is, it's when you rent a place from somebody that owns it, right? A house, apartment, or condo, whatever. And then you have the right to sublease it to anybody. And then so whoever's coming in, they sublease it, they rent it from you, right? So what in this situation, um, we were not subleasing, we are doing the hospitality management with this lady. So and this is the first time it's ever happened where somebody said, yeah, I don't want people staying there after all, just like pulling the rug out from under us. So if we would have had a lease with them in place, we would have had some recourse, right? We would have said, oh, I'm renting your place for these 4 months that this. So in other words, like if we'd got like a 4 month booking for somebody that we're doing hospitality management for, we'll rent it from them. The correct way to do it, you would rent it from them for 4 months. My company, Argis Rentals, is going to rent this from you for 4 months. I'm entitled to this place for 4 months, and I'm going to sublease it to this person who wants to do like a corporate booking, right? So I'm safe. I'm good. I have recourse. This time that wasn't in place in this situation. So I had no recourse. So this guy's, threatening to sue, this and that. And just oh man, it was a rough situation. We came to terms, we came to an agreement. They chose another place that they liked in this city, and they said if you pay the difference of this place, which is a few $1,000s, I had to take a hit. Well, we're not going to sue, or blah blah blah, and sorted it out. Lost a few $1,000s. I learned a valuable lesson. Don't trust a client that you're managing for, because um, and another way to do it is have the people who are gonna rent the place sign a lease for between them and the owner of the property, and that way you're covered too. If they want to go after someone, they'll go after them. But otherwise, if you're not gonna do that, then yeah, start every time there's a potential for a booking, 3 month, 4 month, 6 month, sign a lease, say I'm gonna rent this. I'm Argis Rentals, my company, is going to rent this place from you for 4 months, and I'm going to turn around or rent it to someone else. So I'm going to sublease it. So all that being said, it was a crazy situation. I don't want to get too much more into it, but it was solved, without going further, out of the, getting lawyers involved and all that stuff. So speak to your attorney, and that's a piece of the puzzle that I'm introducing finally in my company. It's funny when you start a company, we don't do all these things correctly. And if you thought of all these things to do them correctly, a lot of companies probably wouldn't have gotten formed, because you realize what you're lacking when you start doing business. You're lacking a CPA, you're lacking a bookkeeper, you're lacking a team to help you do these things and to acquire properties, or to like I said, put the right pieces in place, the CPA, the bookkeeper, and then eventually you get big enough, you need an attorney. You have to have a lawyer to go over your documents that you've been using, and make them put a lot more legalese in them. It's so funny when a lawyer gets a hold of a document that you come up with, and then they add the herefore, henceforth, all that stuff, all that legalese talks in there for, I guess, it's more protection. But so lesson learned. That was a situation that happened, and on top of that, I was going through another situation with the long-term rental, that I had a house. Oh gosh, I really hate long-term rentals in a way. I mean, I got two of them that three of them that do great tenants, and they're kicking, but I mean, they're kicking butt. They're paying on time. They're great. Everything's good. Um, I just have a house that's like, as they say, hood adjacent, and I just can't get um great tenants in there, and so I went through a situation where these tenants that I had in there for years, actually, and they just, towards the end, they started messing up, not paying rent, and they ended up trashing my place really bad. And I got it renovated, paid all that money to get it renovated, and then I took my time. I took a few months to find a good tenant, and I found someone who thought was a good tenant, and now they're going on the second month of not paying me. So going through that situation. And like I said, sometimes it just comes in waves, and you just want to give up, and you just wanna why am I putting myself through all this stress, right? And but if you persevere, you keep going. Not only keep going and just trying to fix issues, but that's part of it, right? You want to fix the issues that are going on. I want to figure out how to get this lady out of my house. I want to figure out how to solve that issue with the place where the client didn't want to rent her house out after all. I want to figure out all the bad stuff going on. But here's what I found. Always be proactive and looking for more opportunities while you're going through the bad stuff, right? Yes, you want to fix the bad stuff, you want to address it. But if you just get caught putting out fires, then you're just gonna get into like a bad space, right? You're gonna get into a pessimistic space. Whereas in this whole time when bad things are happening, bought a house, bought another house to do arbitrage with the not I bought another house to do midterm, short-term rentals at with a partner. I found another house to do an arbitrage at in the city that I love to do arbitrage with a partner, and getting those up and running. Found another one bedroom uh, apartment in Fort Worth, which is a city I love to do short-term and midterm rentals at, and I got that one up and running, and so I'm in all this time when things are just going terrible. You if you yes, handle that, put that over here on this. I'm pointing to the left side, and then over here on the right side, still seek opportunities because that'll kind of feel good. You kind of feel like, hey, a victory, yeah, a loss over here, victory, a loss over here, victory. It kind of counterweights it, right? Counterbalances it, but it pulls your head out of the dumps where it gets stuck sometimes when everything seems to be going wrong. It got to a point where I just started laughing when something came across my desk, or as they say, or like something came to the business that was another unique situation. For example, I got a call from a apartment complex manager, right? And she said, "Hey, Steve, this is a strange strange question, but the police are here at my office and they're wanting some information about a guest staying at one of your units." And I was like, "Okay, well, could you tell me what the name of the guest that's there right now?" And I said the name. It was some dude's name. I said, "Okay." They said, "Let me call you back." And I guess she spoke with the police, blah blah blah. She called me back. "Okay, that's not the person they're looking for." I was like, "All right, cool, cool, cool." That same day, the maintenance had been scheduled to go check a check a shower at that particular unit that wasn't draining good. I guess whoever was staying there, or whoever, someone put in a work order with us, say, "Hey, the shower's not draining." Okay, we'll address it. And so maintenance went out there. Nobody answered. Nobody answered. They let themselves in. They got the code. Nobody was there. They go to the bathroom. They go to the shower, and someone's hiding in the shower. Someone's not naked or nothing. Just a young lady just hiding in the shower, just like and oh, he's startled and everything. He said, "Sorry, sorry, sorry." Left, and he told the apartment manager, "Hey, there's a young lady that was hiding out in the shower at that unit." And and she said, and so I got all this information afterwards because I just got a phone call from the manager, and she said, "Hey, I don't know how your day's going, but something interesting happened." So she told me the whole thing with the maintenance guy, and she said, so the girl in the shower, so of course they wouldn't answer the door. She wouldn't answer the door. So the police kicked down the door, and they they arrested this girl. It turned out to be the girl that they were looking for. So this fugitive on the run, she ended up being a fugitive on the run from California, from San Francisco, more specifically, um, wanted from. She said homicide, but homicide murder, sounds more crazy. So she was wanted for homicide, and they arrested her. And I was like, okay, cool. There's still like 6 or 7 days left on this stay. Are y'all gonna fix the door, or what's gonna happen here? And here's the thing too, because that happened, and I'm like, all right, we're still getting paid for the rest of the stay, right? It's and we messaged whoever that person was that was staying there, the name on the listing. We said, "Hey, so and so, how are you enjoying your stay? Anything you need?" No response. Messaged them a few times, no response. And I'm like, okay, here is the here are my options, because here's what happens with Airbnb in particular when a booking happens and you tell them a situation, they'll cancel. They don't want Airbnb don't want no lawsuits. They don't want no trouble. They'll cancel the booking right away and let you figure it out. So they'll cancel the booking with somebody still in your place too. They don't give a darn. And they'll leave it to you to get them out and figure it out and everything. And I'm like, if I call them right now, that's probably what they're gonna do. Oh, wow, this is a unique situation. We're just gonna go ahead and cancel the booking. And plus, I wouldn't get paid for those 6 or 7 days that were left on there, right? So I'm like, well, I definitely don't want to get Airbnb mixed up in this. And then they might even shut down the listing, and then they might even shut down my whole account because something like this crazy happened. You never know with Airbnb. They're all about, covering their asses. And that's fine and all, but knowing that, tread lightly on what you want to tell them what's going on, because they can shut you down quite quickly or blacklist you or whatever the hell they do. So anyway, so that happened, and I just started laughing. I just like, okay, I got the other two things going on. I'm losing a crap load of money. And this comes up, and I don't know how to handle this. I've never been through something like this before, and I just start laughing. I just turn into the Joker and get that nervous laughter thing that he has, and just what else could I do? I was like, what else could I do? It just okay. What? It was raining and it was pouring. Just one situation after another situation after another situation. And so that's just what I just wanted to get a lot of that off my chest. And I might dive into more detail on a future episode, but wanted to get all that off my chest. I was going through some craziness with these Airbnbs, with my long-term rental, with the client. And there was another thing. Uh, yeah, so another place of we were arbitraging just started all of a sudden they started getting mice. And what the heck you do with that? And of course the lady is freaking out about that. That was another situation. I mean, all this stuff was, I mean, I didn't even want to look at my phone anymore. I wanted to pick up my phone and just smash it on the concrete. I mean, there was so many things. AC units were going out, having to fix AC units, having midterm guests that at some of my places, elderly midterm guests, who I will say the word needy. Why not? Whatever. It's my show. Uh, it's going off uh, on everything, wanting everything to be addressed immediately. It's just like I love elderly people, but a lot of them when they're like mid, they're corporate guests, which mean they're coming from insurance companies that their house is getting worked on for usually flooding or sometimes fire. We have both situations going on right now. Someone had a flood at their house. They're having to redo all their floors and this and that. And another one had fire at their house. They're going to be out months and months, and they've never been out of their house like for like 30, 40, 50 years. And now they're in a situation where they're staying somewhere else. And they just think that we're supposed to wait on them hand and foot. Sometimes some of them think that we're supposed to wait on them hand and foot. Whereas let's just say a middle-aged family, it's never been a real issue because the dad's kind of handy, he can fix some things. The mom, spending all her time with the kiddos, and if I'm stereotyping, whatever. But it's a family unit. They got a lot of stuff going on. They got school, they got work, they got a lot of things going on. An elderly couple, for example, might not have a lot of stuff going on. They That's just how it is. These particular couples that I've dealing with, they stay at home and watch TV all day. That's what they do. So if they're staring at the wall and they notice something on the wall like a screw or something, hey, could you come remove this screw on the wall? Hey, we noticed there's a pile of bricks in the backyard. Can you have someone come and remove those? Because I don't want no critters. I mean, they just start noticing every little inch of that house that they're staying at, right? And we keep a nice, perfectly clean, organized house. But when someone's there 24/7, they never leave the house, and they just start noticing everything. And everything needs to be addressed and fixed immediately. And that's not what what my company's built to do. Maybe the Four Seasons or something like that, they to wait on guest hand and feet, something like that. But no, we provide nice midterm houses that are clean, everything you need, nothing crazy. We don't have all kinds of crazy amenities, but it's just a nice family home to enjoy, live in. All the TVs, we have simple TVs, we have TLC TVs with extra Roku remotes, extra batteries. Um, so simple. There's only like 6, 7 buttons on a Roku remote. It's so simple. I got the easiest, simplest everything, but of course, not everybody can figure things out. And I'm not trying to bash on elderly people. I love them, but that's just the difference. A young family or a middle-aged family, no, not really any issues unless you get a Karen, of course. You always watch out for Karens, which don't happen too often. But I've noticed we're housing more and more elderly people. And I'm installing, and I mentioned on a previous episode, I'm installing the bar in the bathroom, to hold on to when they shower, and I put the chair in there so they can sit down and they can hold on to that bar while they're showering. And I'm doing stuff like that because it's just considerate, and plus, I mean, it does add value because if you can offer that where most people aren't offering those amenities, then you're pretty good. You're ahead of the game, and you might pick up some bookings. But that's what I'm noticed. I'm trying to, and it's just happened to get a couple of couples of elderly people, and it's been different, and a lot of times I'm just telling the truth here. A lot of lonely, and they just want to talk. So you go over there, and they'll talk your ear off, and that's cool. This particular one of the couples, I've been going over there myself to after my day job and doing some handyman work sometimes because I don't want to pay $500 for a handyman to do something that I could do for like $10. I know you got to weigh with the time and all that. Whatever. I'm just gonna go by there on my way home from work and go fix this stupid little issue. And the other day I was fixing a strike plate, which all you smart lock people out there, fellow smart lockers, strike plates don't always agree with smart locks, man, because those things, the deadbolt going in and out of the door frame, that metal piece that keeps it in place, that it's like an anti-theft thing, so someone can't kick your door down. So you get these giant long screws. If you don't know what a strike plate is, it's the metal thing with the hole in it where the deadbolt goes in and out of. So the wooden door frame, and then they screw it in there. So the problem is when you change out regular deadbolts, which I'm sure a lot of you have, and you put a smart lock in there, if it ain't perfectly in there where there's no friction, it's not touching the strike plate when it goes in and out, then it works fine. But if there's any friction, if it touches it, it'll just go, it won't open or it won't close unless it's right in the middle. So those strike plates are a pain in the ass because you got to undo them, you got to recenter them, and then the wood behind them usually falling apart, because these giant screws are in there. But I went to the house to go fix one of those because the back door of the house, has a deadbolt you open and close. And the old lady, she bruised her hand trying to open it because it was sticky. You had to push the door in just right to get it open and lock and unlock. And most people could do it, but you gotta start looking at these situations. Well, can an older person do it? And she was having trouble doing it. She's there a lot of all day. She gotta let her dogs out. She has dogs. So I said, all right, I'm gonna go by there after work, and I'm gonna go fix that. 'Cause I don't want, like I said, I don't want to pay $500 for a freaking strike plate. So I went over there and I was fixing it. There's another thing too. A lot of them got dogs. That's their companions. And so there's this one boxer dog of the ladies, and it just barks and barks and barks the whole time it's not I'm there. She has another dog, like a lassie looking dog. That one's cool. She loves me and everything, and she's a real pretty dog. But that black boxer dog, man, it just row, 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 row. It's loud. It hurts your ears. It's so loud. Big, bassy, row, row, and it just bounces off the walls, and she just lets it bark at me. It's like it makes It makes fixing shit over there that much more stressful, you know? So yeah, so that yeah, I just want to bring that up too. I brought some strike plate talk. Um, I would also say, oh yeah, so weighing the bad with the good, the victories. Set up a place for a buddy of mine, a college buddy of mine, and shout out to Jimmy. I set up a place for him over there in Trophy Club, Texas, and it's doing wonderful. It's so funny because he had a renter in there for like, man, I think they were there 5 years. Um, they didn't destroy the place, but they left it. It was really dirty. It was lived in. Looked like it hadn't been cleaned in 5 years. But anyways, he had been asking me about short-term rentals, about midterm rentals, and so we went and had some Taco Bell or I forgot where. No, we had some coffee. I don't know what the hell. And we met up because I don't see him too often. I got my family, he's got his family, so there's no college partying going on anymore. But so we met up and and we talked about the what potential for his house. And I looked up in the area, not a lot of Airbnbs there. Airbnb's legal there. Not a lot of there are some midterm rentals I saw on there, and they were like $10,000 a month. I was like, whoa. So if these are the only midterm rentals, if you priced it at 8,000, you're gonna pick up those or whatever. I said, but starting off, let's see what it can do. I have my cleaner slash designer. She can go in there and set it all up for you, and you can pay for it, whatever, pay for the furniture. She'll deep clean it and all that stuff. And and so I think, I was telling him, I think this thing could do 7,000 plus a month. He's blown away. Well, 7,000, because he was renting for like 2,000 a month, which is pretty low even at that. He could probably rent it long term, empty for around 3,000. I'm thinking around 3,000 bucks a month. Pretty good. Keep it rented. But if you want to make more money, I would suggest turn it into a midterm rental slash short term, to fill in the gaps. Um, and he said, "All right, well, yeah, I think I want to try it. All right, cool." And so that was a cool moment. Set him up, getting bookings instantly, and then landing a nice midterm stay for him for like 6,500 a month. Like I said, we're starting off getting it booked, getting the word out on it, and then start raising the prices some. But he's happy. He's like, wow, he's making because if he was making 2,000, making like three times that, of course, you still got to pay for utilities. You got to recover for what you pay for the furniture, of course. But once the furniture's paid off, utilities aren't too bad. If you're still making double, double and a half the profits of what you would do as a traditional midterm rental. And the biggest bonus of that is you can still go the house whenever you want, make sure everything's fine, and make it's in 100% tip top shape at all times because you don't have someone in there for 12 months or longer doing who knows what in there and not keeping up with the maintenance on it. So he's happy. He likes the money so far. And so that made me feel good. Now the appliances she left there. She left the fridge, she left the washer and dryer, and of course it already had the dishwasher. So the fridge goes out the first week. He has to get a new fridge. But you're playing with house money. When someone leaves you appliances, they're working when you get there. You can get something out of them, that's fine. But don't depend on them working for a year or more or whatever because it's been there for a while. So in any usage you can get out of it, that's good. And then the washing machine stopped working, or it just stopped doing crazy stuff. The started, it wasn't balanced, and it just whatever. So he had to replace that like the second week, and then the dishwasher started leaking. So he's like, I thought this Airbnb thing's gonna be easy, Steve. I was like, I said it's easy when you got appliances that work, and so he So he went through all that, but all that I said, dude, once you get the appliances good, it's not bad. It's not bad, especially if we're doing midterm. It's not bad. And so shout out to Jimmy. I got I'm managing a place for my buddy, and and he's happy. So other happenings in the world of Stevie Stacks. I am I am offloading my Dallas units, my Dallas one bedroom units. And I'm offloading them for a pretty cheap price, you know. I got rid of a couple of them in Lower Greenville for like $500 each. It comes with all the furniture, TVs, everything. I mean, they're nothing crazy fancy, but $500, you get to start out doing our Airbnb, learn the ropes. I think they're good starter Airbnbs. And not the best neighborhood. Um, they're not A+ properties by any means, but they profit, and it's a good starter Airbnbs for people. And so a lot of demand. A lot of people were hitting me up on them. Of course, actually pulling the trigger and getting them. Only one girl, she picked up two, and then another guy picked up one at another complex that I have there, and so we still have a few. Let me see. There's like four left, so I'm not in a hurry because the leases are up in December, so I'm not like, oh, I got to get rid of them now. If someone wants to pick them up, they can pick them up, and then they'll switch out the lease, whatever, get a brand new lease. But I'm hopping out of Dallas because I don't go to Dallas. I don't go to Dallas. I live in Fort Worth. I have my houses in Grand Prairie, yeah, Grand Prairie, Arlington, um, mid cities, and I got Airbnb, my short-term rentals in Fort Worth, short-term, mid-term rentals in Fort Worth. So I don't want to go to Dallas. I'm sorry. That's the thing about a lot of people don't know. If you're from North Texas and people say, "Oh, where are you from?" They assume that they assume you're from Dallas, that you live in Dallas, but no, because that's Fort Worth and Dallas are like two different worlds. We don't Fort Worth people don't go to Dallas unless we have to. Not very often. Might go watch a Mavericks game or a Stars game, and get the heck out of there. But and then Dallas people don't go to Fort Worth. It's just two different worlds, even though it's like, 30, 45 minutes apart by car. By car. What do you say? Horseback. Um, so it's I don't go there. I don't give these units the TLC, the love, appreciation they need to thrive. When I first got them, I was so excited. I'd go out there and handle issues. We'd beg people for 5 stars. We'd leave fruit baskets and wine. We'd be, and then it just got to the point where I've moved on from that in a way. I've gotten better units and better places, and I've gotten houses. Excuse me, I'm gonna grab some water. Gotten houses, and then once I learned the midterm thing, I'm like, I want to spend all my effort doing midterm rentals because the margins are bigger. Now, rent's more expensive on a house. You got a bunch more moving parts. You got the AC units you got to fix. You got to fix all the if you own it, you got to fix all this stuff on your own. Now, if you're arbitraging, you're dealing with mom and pop landlords, right? So, and that's the thing when you're doing houses. Um, the mom and pop landlord, sometimes you get a good one. They want to fix it right away, and they got a good maintenance guy, and they're gonna fix these major items for you right away. Now, you always need a maintenance guy of your own to handle the small stuff. Let's say anything under $300, your guy can handle it, right? Because you don't want to be bugging I mean, it's a privilege for us to be able to rent a house, right, from somebody, from a mom and pop, and do what we do, and start our business. Their house is our business, so it's a privilege to be there. Now, they're not. Most of them aren't charging us more rent to do what we do, and a lot of them see the benefits of renting to somebody like us because we keep their house in perfect shape all the time, inside and out. They can come look at it anytime they want. It's going to be in perfect condition because we got our cleaners, we got our maintenance people, yada yada yada. But but that being said, as I lose my train of thought again. I I I loved houses because there's more profit potential due to the midterm rentals, and also short-term rentals because I think you can make more because you're catering to families instead of, you know, youngsters that might go and trash your place. You're catering to families. So as I move towards more houses and I'm shedding myself of one bedroom units in Dallas, the company's taking on a new form, a new shape, and teaching my VAs, showing them how to do more of the corporate thing than Airbnb thing. Now we still utilize Airbnb, like I said, to fill in the gaps between the long stays of the corporate bookings and the one bedroom Fort Worth units, two bedroom Fort Worth units. We utilize Airbnb pretty heavy there too. But um, I'm turning more into a corporate rental company. Now, oh, another thing I wanted to mention was that an interesting is happening in the world of corporate rentals. I've gotten like three bookings so far of from a corporate housing provider. You know, they want to pay whatever we agree on, 6,500 a month seems to be about the sweet spot right now for my houses in my area, which is great because rents are around 2,500 a month, so that's $4,000 difference. It's pretty good. But anyways, excuse me. Um, we're getting these requests for, yeah, we want our client to stay there. They like the place, blah blah blah. Can we do 45 days? And and for so long, it's been 3 months is the minimum, is the baseline, is when they sign a lease with you. And usually they extend it out one or two, 3 more months. That's commonplace, right? Because the people are used, they need people that need a place to stay. Their houses got pretty messed up. Like I said, flood, fire, um, whatever. The roof blew off. I don't know, but they're going through some really extensive repairs. So 3 months has always been the minimum. But here's what's happening, and it's happened a few times. Mostly they'll extend, but just a few times out of those stays, they'll get done like at the 2.5 month mark, right? And then they'll be like, yeah, we're leaving. We're going back to our house. It's ready. But we're gonna leave early, and just letting you know. And that's freaking phenomenal for us because we have like 15 days that we can rent it out on, Airbnb or get another midterm booking right away. And that's double dipping because they've already paid for those 3 months. So if we get those 15 days booked, that's like making double. That's awesome. Doesn't happen too often, but every now and then it happens. They leave a couple days early, 5 days early, 2 weeks early. It happens sometimes. Most of the time, it goes the other way. They extend. But anyways, so I guess the insurance companies, they got their number crunchers and this and that. Like, why don't we, instead of us paying for all these, 3 months that people might not use all of it, why don't we just do 45 days? And then if they need to extend, we'll just add another 45 days. That's great, right? Or add another 15 days or whatever they need, which I hate. I'm like, this is stupid. Y'all are dumb because I've never known any contractor that's going to finish a major project in 45 days. I've never seen it. Maybe in Contractorville where they're all awesome, that happens, but not extensive rip out the floors, rip out the under thing, dry everything, get it, and then repaint. What all they got to do? It's not, and 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 I don't blame contractors. They're getting a check from a insurance company. What's their incentive to finish early? What's their incentive? This is a nice big juicy project for them. They want to drag it out and get as much money as they can off of it, right? But anyways, so these 45-day stays are starting to pop up now in the corporate housing world, and I don't like it. But I tell them, I'm not going to close my calendar off after these 45 days. It's open. If someone wants to book on day 46, I'm going to let them book. So hopefully they finish the project in 45 days. And it just so happens, so at one of the 45 days stays, I mean, just like a week or so, a week into it, or 5 days into it, that the person that's staying there said, "Hey, how much is the house available after our 45 days? Because I think the contractor said it might need a few more days." And we already had a booking pop up, like, I don't know, let's say 5 days later. So their 45 days is up. There's a little gap, and then another booking starts. Because, like I said, we're not going to be held hostage to somebody because they don't want to pay for 3 months. And so we told them, yeah, well, someone's checking in 5 days later, so you have like 5 days extra. Oh, okay. That's hopefully that'll work. Hopefully that'll work. All right, cool. So you're already seeing trouble with this method that the insurance companies are doing. And now another one that did a 45-day stay, they just asked us today if they could extend out into through the end of October. They were supposed to leave at the end of September, but now they want to do a whole another month. And of course, we're like, yeah, you can do a whole month. That's fine. Um, Thank you for telling us. And so, okay, but we gotta check with the insurance company, make sure they approve it. Blah blah blah. All right, let us know because it's still open and somebody else can book it. And so I don't. I think I think this is a short-lived experiment with the insurance companies. They're not going to keep doing the 45-day thing. And then what? Their client's going to be stuck because there's the 45 days is going to come up. Someone has a booking right after the 45 days and they can't stay there. They're going to have to throw them in a hotel and they're going to have to pay a crap load of money to put these clients in a hotel. And they don't want to be in a hotel because it's, they might be an elderly couple. They might have kids. They might have two dogs. They don't want to go to a freaking hotel. So these insurance companies, like I said, they're trying to save money, but it's going to bite them in the end because they're going to end up paying more money. So y'all, if y'all are listening out there, get back to 3 months. 3 months, come on, y'all are making billions and trillions of dollars, whatever. And anyways, so we covered a lot today. Um, I mean, there's so much I could talk about, of course, but I want to give a shout out to finding a great partner. And I've been fortunate. I started this company with a really genius level partner. Um, we had a lot of conflicts because it's just a lot of conflicts. It happens, especially when a brand new business with two people who've never done business before. It's gonna be messy. Now, I think the next partner after like starting something like that, um, you start seeing early warning signs of if you could work well together or not. And with my current partner, we're doing some deals together. I saw from the beginning that great signs that wow, we could work pretty good together. We're both I guess we're both mellow, chill personality types. Nothing wrong with strong, dictatorship type people, but not saying anybody I know is like that. I'm just saying that you get to see who you can work well with, right? And so I think the next partner out of your first kind of partner into a foray in anything, almost anything in life, you start realizing what I don't say good partner, but what someone you can work with. And I believe I found that, which is cool. And we're doing some deals together, and we're both motivated people. And shout out to Cheryl. What up, Cheryl? And and we're both parents. That's a big thing because like when you partner with someone and you see it all the time, right? You see it like let's say bands, right? You get a band together, they play great together, but a couple of members have kids. The other members they want to go hang out, they want to go party, they want to stay up late, and then the other ones they can't, and it's just like it kind of messes with the chemistry some, right? And then the ones that don't have kids, they expect more out of the ones that they might want more out of the people that do have kids, but they can't give it. And so to meet someone else that also has kids, right? That's to be a business partner. We know there's limitations in the time, and we know that they can't just be on call, 24/7 because the kids come first. The wife and kid, my wife and kids come first before the business, and the partners that way too, and that's I think that's a big thing. So if you're out there and you don't have kiddos and you have a partner that don't have kiddos also, I think that's gonna work pretty good. One of y'all has kiddos and one don't, it could be some conflict. But from what I've found out. So I've got a great partner now. Excited about that. She sees things that I don't see. I see things that she don't see, and like complement each other pretty good. One of the things was cost cutting because we've set up a couple units together using an in-house designer, my cleaner does great work, but it has been a bit costly buying everything brand new, um, and not finding the best bargains, and just it's come out higher, at least a third higher than we thought it was supposed to be, maybe even to like double higher than we were anticipating. We're gonna make our money back. It's fine. It's the cost of doing business, but she's showing me some ways that we can do things and save money upfront costs, which is which is great, because it costs a lot of money to furnish a place and get it up and running. Um, but if we could cut that in half, and then we're profiting even that much faster, showing me, like, I learned something today. I learned there's designers out there on Amazon that have put together like bedrooms and it shows all the products they bought like at a bedroom, the different sheets, the different bedding, the different bed, what kind of bed, um, what kind of headboard, what kind of rug, what kind of, just putting a whole bedroom together, how they do it and design. It looks beautiful. Not only can you see it, but you can click on all the stuff that they put there and you can buy it. And how it benefits them by just throwing out their designs, right? Like that, is because they get a commission for all these things that they sell on Amazon, which is sweet. And we get um you can just add it all up in a cart and see how much you're gonna spend on a 1 bedroom apartment or a 3 bedroom house. You're gonna see how much you're gonna spend and then ship it all. Here's the thing, sometimes a lot of these things they might take a week or longer to get to the place. So if you could get access to let's say we do houses, if you get access to someone's garage, which is what we plan to do, we could stick a garage opener, a keypad garage opener on the outside of the garage and program it, and then start getting the Amazon packages sent even before these people move out. But yeah, we can get everything sent in there. It'll all arrive. Amazon will stick it in the garage for you. And then we'll get our handy person to go one day or maybe for a weekend and go knock it all out for a certain price. And then we'll save thousands of dollars. And that was amazing. I was like, wow. I'm always worried about, I just want to get the thing up and running, speed, speed, speed. But you could take 2 or 3 days, a week longer and save thousands of dollars. Maybe it's worth it to do it this way. So I'm excited. I'm excited to start trying a few of these art, because if we're able to do this and save, like, 50% off setting up an arbitrage or a house, whatever, um, then man, we could really scale this. We could really start growing, faster, picking up arbitrages, setting them up for cheap, or a good price, and then and getting them up and running fairly quickly. That would be, and then we'd, like, instead of spending $20,000 on one, we could spend 5,000 or 6,000 on each property and get like three properties for the same what we're going to spend on one property. So I'm excited about learning something new every day like that. I'm excited about picking up some more units and getting rid of units that don't fit my company's profile, right? Don't fit what we are anymore. It used to fit that, we used to be that. But as we morph and change, it's just, you know, 80-20 rule, right? You want, yeah, everybody knows that. But yeah, it's just, you know. So I talked about today the ups and downs. Don't let the downs bring you too far down. Always keep looking for opportunities even when you're down in the dumps. And bad days are gonna happen. Bad weeks are gonna happen. Bad months are gonna happen. But if you keep growing and keep adding quality properties to your portfolio and that are making you quality profit, then you're gonna be okay, right? You're gonna be okay. It's gonna outweigh the bad, and you're gonna learn something new every single day doing this short-term rental stuff, short-term, mid-term rental stuff, corporate housing stuff. So yeah, just got it all out today. Got a lot of it out today. And I'd like to thank you for continuing to listen. I'm gonna pump out some more podcasts for you guys. I love doing this part of it too. This is my, like I said, my Zoom therapy right here, staring at myself, and talking about short-term rentals. Um, I want to give a shout out to my friend Rachel at Low Casa, LO-CASA.com. What's cool, what she does, she'll find you an arbitrage. She'll find you, she has a whole page of these arbitrages that are ready to roll in places that are, 100% short-term rental friendly. And some of them are furnished, some of them are unfurnished, all across the country, man. It's really cool. And I'm eyeballing I'm eyeballing two properties on there right now from her website. And so if you're looking into getting in the arbitrage game, then or expanding your arbitrage game, which I always am. I'm always looking for more. I'm addicted to them. Yes, I buy properties, but I love arbitrages as well. Low Casa, LO dash, the little minus sign, whatever it is, CASA.com, and you can go check out some beautiful arbitrages, man. That like I said, I got my eyeball in two. I think I'm gonna grab them. So unless you beat me to them, and and so I trust Rachel. She's great. We manage some of her properties. We manage some of her clients' properties as well. So if you do grab a Rachel property, a low cost property, then we have a special deal with Rachel where we'll manage her clients for a discounted price. So you get Stevie Stacks. Hey, I'm gonna manage your property. So low casa, LO-casa.com, and you can go find you an arbitrage. You got ones that are all the way from $2,000 a month all the way up to like $8,000 a month, depending on what you want. And she has the profit potential there and all that stuff to look at that Air DNA is showing, and she can show you past results and how this thing was performing as a short-term rental or yeah. So go check it out. It's free, and you might find you a nice money maker. And I'm gonna go grab those two before y'all get them. So thank y'all for listening. This has been another episode of Live Let Thrive. You can hit me up at liveletthrive@gmail.com. Still rocking the Gmail. And yeah, just reach out to me. You'll find me out there. I'm not on the socials too much, but yeah, you can find me out there. If you want those ones, my Dallas properties, you want to take them over for cheap, just say Stevie Stacks sent you, which is funny because I did send you. And then hit me up, call me up, email me all that stuff, and then I'll give you the information, and then maybe you could take them to the next level. So love you all. Thank you so much for listening. Stevie Stacks, Argest Rentals, ARGEST Rentals.com. Hit me up. Bye.
Thank you for tuning in to this week's episode of Live, Let, Thrive. Be sure to tune in next week for all the latest in the world of Airbnb and all that entails. Bye-bye.